Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It's me. This is legit paranormal news. We're just waiting on the lovely Cyn Shrader Hill Author. She'll be here in a minute. But joining me is the machine Mandy. Mandy, she's here now, so I'm gonna drop you back out and we'll do this appropriately. It is January 24th, 2024, 124224. It is a bit of a magical day. It is time for Legit Podcast to continue. I am King Mike L.
I am Cyn Shrader Hill Author.
Mandy the Machine.
And this is Legit Paranormal News. Now, Cyn, you have the top story.
Sure.
Can I just say one thing before you do? I was looking at disgusting foods again. And so, all right. You know what a balut is? B-A-L-U-T? Balut?
No.
A what?
Anyone? No. It's a balut. B-A-L-U-T. It's a culinary curiosity from the Philippines. Balut is a boiled duck embryo enjoyed within its shell, offering a blend of tender textures, delicate meat, and a savory broth. Ugh. Oh, I didn't want to go on with that one. All right. Casu marzu, right? Hailing from Italy's Sardinia, casu marzu is a sheep's milk cheese known for its unconventional method of fermentation, inviting live insect larvae to contribute to its soft, liquid consistency and distinctive flavor.
Stop it.
Number 3, Hikari. Iceland's adventurous dish. Hikari involves fermenting Greenland shark meat underground for weeks, then air drying it for months, resulting in a potent ammonia-like odor and a flavor that challenges the palate.
Challenges, yeah.
Surströmming, a Swedish specialty. Surströmming consists of fermented Baltic sea herring, notorious for its incredibly strong smell that demands outdoor opening, while the taste offers a sour, intriguing experience. The extremely pungent smell of surströmming, even when opened outdoors, is often enough to discourage individuals away from trying it, creating a significant psychological barrier. If food creates a psychological barrier, is it food, Cyn?
I'm thinking no, not for me.
Me either.
All right. Next, tuna eyeballs. A Japanese cuisine, tuna eyeball, boiled to perfection, reveal a gelatinous texture and a subtle seafood essence and an acquired taste for those open to exploring unique delicacies.
An acquired taste.
Century egg. Only a couple more. Century egg, hailing from China. The century egg is created by preserving duck, chicken, or quail eggs in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, quicklime, and rice straw. Transforms into a strongly aromatic, jelly-like delight that divides opinions. The strong aroma and the jelly-like texture of the century egg, which are the result of the preservation process, can be difficult for some to appreciate or acquire a taste for. All right, so it's going to be just like a dead egg. Fried tarantulas. In the certain regions of Cambodia, adventurous eaters savor fried tarantulas, seasoned and crisped to create a crunchy exterior and a flavor reminiscent of crab or other shellfish. The psychological barrier of eating a large, recognizable arachnid can be quite challenging for individuals unaccustomed to such foods.
You think?
Curry, Peru. A traditional Peruvian dish, it's kwai, C-Y. I would say guy, so I'm going to call it kai. Or guinea pig. It's a guinea pig is often roasted or grilled whole while retaining its head and limbs, presenting a taste similar to a rabbit, providing a unique culinary experience. In cultures where guinea pigs are considered pets rather than food animals, the idea of consuming them as a delicacy can trigger emotional discomfort. Last two, Senaki. Hailing from South Korea, Tanaki exists as live octopus tentacles,
Ew.
served while they're still squirming, seasoned with sesame oil and seeds, offering a chewy texture due to their freshness. The, the, pres- the presentation of live octopus tentacles with their movements on the plate can be unsettling for some diners, making it a challenging dish to approach. Last
Oh,
one is kopi iwak. Iwak? Luwak? It's kopi. Indonesia's prized kopi luwak coffee, created from beans ingested and excreted by civet cats, then meticulously processed, delivers a smooth and distinctive flavor profile, making it one of the world's most expensive coffees. The origin of the kopi luwak, with beans being retrieved from the feces of civet cats, can be a major psychological deterrent for those not familiar with this unique coffee production method, leading to a perception of uncleanliness. So that last one, just so you guys know, they want you to want to remind you that eating something that comes out of a cat is not. Don't mind cleanliness. You're good.
what the hell?
You can go on.
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Rose. Oh, wait. I'm going to apologize publicly because I'm going to have to do it. I made Sarah Parra cry in the last show.
Mike.
Yeah. See, Cyn's reaction. That's I see. I one of the questions on roulette was dogs, and it landed on her. Like the question out of eight was dogs, and it was like
no.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Way to go. Way to go.
Oh, I know. No, dude. I know. You know what? Oh, you know what? I don't know if you guys ever get this feeling, but you know when you do something so dumb, so stupid, you go, "There it is. I did it again. I done did it again." You know what I mean? Like
she says she forgave you. She forgives you.
I still feel like I'm
Bless her, though. I can't.
Please go ahead with the news.
Okay.
Apologies.
You know, we kind of brought up Lincoln and Kennedy last time. So
Yep.
I thought I would bring that back up and go over the similarities and the different things that had happened. So,
all right, this is something I've long been fascinated with because there are so many minute similarities, but we just talked about on the last show. To me, the devil's in the details. It's got to be the little details. So go right ahead.
Okay. So similarities of Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. Both were elected to Congress. Lincoln in 1846, Kennedy in 1946. So there's 100 years difference there. Both were elected president, Lincoln in 1860, Kennedy in 1960.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Both were shot in the head on a Friday and carried on the same, the horse-drawn wagon, the same one during the funeral procession, then placed on the same platform. And they call it catafalque. That's what they place them on to be viewed, right? Both succeeded by Southerners named Johnson, born 100 years apart. Andrew Johnson was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson born in 1908. Both assassins were known by their three names, each with 15 letters: John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald. And both were assassinated before their trials. Booth ran from the theater and was caught in a warehouse, or, like a warehouse. Oswald ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater. It's kind of odd, right?
Yeah.
All right.
They're all very much on the same timeline. These two people.
Yeah. I left out the ones that were kind of silly. So, but I wanted to go over. JFK had a fixation with death. I did not know this. I was born an hour before he got shot in Dallas. So Yeah. So that's my only claim to fame. All right. So at 12:30 p.m. on November 22nd, this past 2023 was the 60th anniversary of the assassination, right? It
Can
was
I just say,
during
I'm sorry, I get interrupted. That's what I do.
Yeah.
The thing that weirds me out the most too is that they're willing to admit that they're not really 100% willing to admit, but they do talk about how there was a conspiracy to kill Lincoln. Like John Wilkes Booth he didn't just act alone. He was they were going to overthrow the United States and put their own guy in place. And he limped his way to somebody's house that was part of that movement. So when they found them, they got rid of him. But like, he was part of a thing. Whereas
bigger thing.
the Kennedy one, which is so obviously to me more than one shooter, they won't admit to that. But the Lincoln one, where they was just all right.
Yeah.
That's my thing with that. I don't know why one they admit, one they won't admit. There was a group of people that wanted him dead.
I don't know. 4 days before his assassination, Kennedy said, with witnesses to hear this, "Thank God nobody wanted to kill me today." He made this kind of comment so often that his Secret Service men just kind of shrugged it off. This time, he added that if anyone tried, this was 4 days before his assassination, he added that if anyone tried to kill him with a high-powered rifle outfitted with a telescopic sight, he would do it during a motorcade.
Okay, so the Kennedys. All right, let me explain something really quick. So being Northeasterner myself and understanding the Kennedys, and growing up around Irish people, like, second generation Irish people, they're very streets. The Kennedys were very, very street smart. So they knew who they were pissing off with everything they did. They did. Pulling back the military, all the different things, all the different facets. His brother going after the mafia, like they just did so many things that like I would be wondering when I was going to get shot if I was him. Like there had to be a point where he knew, like it's a game of risk. He knows all the people he's lining up around him. He must be like, any day I'm going to get shot because I keep saying what I'm saying, and like I don't want them to stop me. That's Kennedy kind of went out. The thing with him was like he did talk about his death all the time, and then to have it happen, it's like he went out on his sword. He knew he had to go. Like he had the balls to just keep trying to. I don't know. Even if he was right or wrong, that's up for debate. I'm just saying he's thick-headed. So he's like a local Irish kid that I knew, just like I am, the Italian guy. We're thick-headed. And you're not going to stop us from doing something. So he probably did talk about his death a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. I mean, that's a horrible way to live, ain't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Not only the president, but you're constantly worried about getting shot as the president.
That you say it every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine any
said,
life that you have to say that every day. That's not good. I can't do that.
Mm-mm.
I could be a cop.
It's like you can't breathe deep enough. You could never catch your breath enough. You're always breathing shallowly, kind of.
Well, and just because I'm gonna add some time to this, which makes me think, I was watching a bunch of like people that used Instagram Live or they were like using TikTok where they got robbed. Like I watched like this whole compilation of people like showing their money, and they were streaming live, and then someone comes out of nowhere and just takes everything they got.
Why are they showing it? Why were they showing their money?
Listen, there was a kid locally that actually posted like a bunch of money that he made in like a bag of like marijuana, and they robbed his house. Like you don't show all. No. First of all, you don't show all your money, but if you do, you don't show it where you are right then and there, or like your address. You don't stream live you don't stream live from home and be like, I got all this cash. Like, who does that? I got all this money that someone could come take. One guy, he went up to a kid, and the kid had a gun, and he goes, what is that? What type of gun is that? And the kid's like, it's a 4 something. He goes, let me see that. And the kid hands him the gun, and he goes, and now you don't have it anymore.
Oh,
He's like, no, give it back to me. He goes, like, no, I'm not giving it back to you.
dumbass.
He gave the clip out gave him for left, but it was just like, just dumb person after dumb person. I'm sorry. You were saying.
There. He also said the same day, God, I hate to go to Texas. I have a terrible feeling about going.
You know why?
On the morning,
You know why?
Because of all the above.
He knew that motorcade was a bullshit turn. Motorcades, the worst part is you never move a president into a U-turn. You never put him in a big car that doesn't move very well fast around the U-turn where you can just have him blocked in. It's got to be a constant line that he can keep going. It's unheard of when you look at the path that they took with that.
Yeah.
It's like, like, what are you doing? Why is he doing a U? Why is he doing a Yui? Right? Like a racehorse. Why is he going around in a circle? Doesn't make sense.
None of it did.
But I would have been scared too if I was him.
Mm-hmm.
He said on the morning of his murder that the terrible feeling was still with him. He said last night would have been a hell of a night to assassinate a president. I mean it. There was the rain and the night, and we were all getting jostled. Suppose a man had a pistol in a briefcase. Then he kind of gestured about it vividly, pointing his rigid index finger at the wall and jerking his thumb twice to show the action of the hammer. Then he could have dropped the gun and the briefcase. He pantomimed all this to his wife and the Secret Service. He was pantomiming all this and melted away in the crowd. And what happened?
For the record,
everybody was just like, what the heck?
If he's at that level,
Yeah.
if he's where he can get into any situation and figure out how he's going to die, that's rough.
Yes. I mean, he had become, at this point, he's paranoid.
Oh, yeah. You think so?
How can you not be? How can you not be?
Well, like on a John Wick level.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
All kind of assassins and ninjas and stuff to come get him.
Yeah. Except John Wick can handle them.
He could.
That's right.
Bring them all.
11. All right. So now flipping over to Lincoln. Let's flip over to Lincoln. He had his body was moved several different times after his death. Did you guys know that? It was
I think I
moved.
heard maybe something about this one other time, but I'm not sure.
Well, on November 7th, 1876, there was an attempted body snatching. It was moved throughout Oak Ridge Cemetery in Springfield, Illinois, an incredible 17 times just in that cemetery, and viewed 6 times before finally resting 30 years later.
I don't trust that. First off, I don't even trust that it's in the place that they tell us.
Well,
you move something that many times.
Yeah.
It's missing parts at least.
Oh, no.
No, for real.
So he was assassinated April 16th, 1865. Following the funeral in Springfield, Illinois, Public View Vault, Oak Ridge Cemetery, May 4th, 1865. They opened it, viewed it to be sure his body was in there for the temporary vault. That was December 21st, 1865, right? So they viewed it and opened it for the temporary vault. Okay. Then it was opened and viewed, then moved to the temporary crypt on the south wall of the Lincoln Tomb, September 19th, 1871. In 1874.
Point of interest. What's the difference between a vault and a crypt?
Good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Andy, vault versus crypt.
You got me. you need
and
to
those were both temporaries. So, that was September 19th, moved to the temporary crypt. that it was open and viewed, then placed in a white marble sarcophagus in the Lincoln Tomb Memorial Hall, October 9, 1874, and dedicated 6 days later. Attempted body snatching was on November 7th, 1876, by some counterfeiters. They were going to use his body for ransom.
I'm listening, but let me just explain something.
You've got something above you going on. What is it? The mouse?
Went a whole week.
You got flickering lights.
Went a whole week, no mouse. Went the whole week, no mouse. We
And
do
now
the
it's
news
back?
again. We do the news again.
It might not be a mouse.
It's
It
goddamn.
might be.
It's
It might
the
be
news
Mayor
mouse.
Mandy. It might be Mayor Mandy.
What? You know what? You know what I feel off about this is that because I've seen the mouse once, a small little cute gray mouse. But let me tell you,
Oh, don't you hurt that poor little thing.
oh Mandy, that's my thing. That's what I'm worried about. I'm already past that. I'm not gonna hurt this mouse. I might take him outside and like staple him to the grass so he can't move, and then we're gonna have a conversation, me and him, right, about fucking messing up the news every week.
That's Mr. Off of the Green
I'll
Mile.
be-
Jingles.
Yeah, I'll be 100% humane and friendly. I'll pull the staples out, then I'll smash him with the hammer.
Mike.
He's dead.
Yeah, that's
He's
Mr.
dead to me.
Jingles.
He's
You
dead
might as
to
well
me.
give him a name. Mr. Jingles or something else.
Mr. Jingles.
He's dead to me.
No.
I've given him plenty of chances to leave. He's probably chewing wires for all I know. He's a dead mouse. Go ahead. Sorry.
Poor mouse. Okay. So they tried to body snatch. The body was moved back to the marble sarcophagus and sealed November 8th, so the next day. It was removed from the sarcophagus and placed by the northeast wall of the Lincoln Tomb on the 13th of November, just that next week. A few hours later, he was moved to a secret location on the east side of the tomb. Then he was placed in a wooden case on the east side on November 14th, the next day. He was moved to another secret location 4 days later and stayed 2 days.
This poor man can't rest.
Once he's been to a secret location, how do we trust anything past the secret location? I have to trust that they moved him out of a secret location and then trust that was him when I finally see him again at a new location. Dude,
Well, see, Mike, you're in luck. You're in luck because they opened and viewed it then.
Oh.
They opened and viewed for the fourth time. They opened the man's casket to make sure it was his body. That was the fourth time. They reburied him in that same secret location on the north side on the 20th of November, 1878. On the fifth time it was open and viewed, he was moved to Memorial Hall, and twice on that same day, and then moved the same day.
You think it smells more and more every time they open it?
You would think.
Like every time you go back to open, you think it just stinks even worse. Like the years go by, you're like, crap. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
So maybe.
All right.
All right. Newly built crypt. So this is a crypt, not a temporary crypt, that he was put in on April 14th, 1887, in Memorial Hall of Lincoln Tomb. The tomb required reconstruction. The coffin was moved to a secret location on March 10, 1900.
Mandy.
So they could work on it.
Mandy, 2 secret locations in. How much do you trust that it's the right thing?
I don't know that I would. I think he's missing parts or they're taking items from him. I just don't know. I think if they're moving someone that much, I don't even like you're suspecting. Is it him? Is he really in there? You know, I think because he's been moved so much that, you know, I just don't know if it's him. I think that but she's saying, however, somebody sees him.
So the coffin was moved to the newly reconstructed tomb and placed in a red granite sarcophagus on April 24th, 1901. So that was a year after. his son Robert was so concerned that the coffin he was so concerned with everything going on, the coffin was temporarily moved to an empty crypt in the wall under Memorial Hall floor on July 10th of that year. Then,
wait.
One more.
All right.
September 26, 1901. Right? The coffin was opened and viewed for the 6th time, then placed in a steel cage 10 feet of concrete under the floor of Memorial Hall.
Damn. They want to make sure nobody was getting in.
But they did make sure.
Seen that him in there.
Ridiculous is what I'm going to say about all that moving around the body. It's ridiculous. That's just, who cares at that point? And secondly, like the poor guy, like, you know what? I go both ways with this question because of this premise. Because I don't care about my body when I'm dead. Like, I don't burn it. What do I do? Get rid of it. Throw it in the garbage. I'm fine. I'm just saying, like, when someone wants to be buried in a casket, you should honor their wishes and not keep going down and pulling them out, opening them up, spinning around. Like, I kept picturing the cartoons when I was a kid. When somebody would go traveling, they'd always come back with a suitcase that had like stickers all over it of all the different places stamped. I'm just picturing his coffin like stamped on all these different locations. Like this guy's been mailed around like a bad Amazon gift. Mandy?
I wonder if they took his suit, his hat, his boots, or whatever he was buried in, you know?
Couldn't bury him with his hat, I don't think. Too big.
Too big?
He had a big hat. He wore like a pipe hat. Where are you going to put that thing? They don't make hat hooks.
I don't know. I didn't know if they...
Anybody ever laid in a casket?
Maybe laid it in there with him. I don't know.
Have you guys ever laid in a casket?
Mm-hmm. I've done laid in there and done the Estes method in the casket.
You have.
Listen, in the haunted cave at the Ewer Shrine, I laid in that casket, did the Estes method, and this was a creepy old over 100-year-old casket. Oh my gosh. I've actually laid in 3 caskets, and I asked myself, what the hell am I thinking?
Did they close the lid?
So did you ask yourself the first time, what the hell am I doing? Or the second or the third?
Every time I laid in there, I asked. I was like, why? But the reason I was doing it is because of where the casket came from, and and that was why I was doing it. And I got some really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Did they ever close the casket on you completely?
Oh no, I did isolations. They left me completely alone, but no, they did not close that casket on me.
You want to hear something this is why Mandy's fantastic, because I was in a casket, they had to close it, but because they were wheeling me on stage for a high school play.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to go, like, they're like, you're dead in this scene. I'm like, yeah, they're like, we got to close the casket to wheel it. I was like, okay, like, here we go. So it was like, and then he was the guy directing it. It was a little inhumane because he's like, how scared are you? I'm like, I'm not scared at all. He goes, all right, we're going to keep it closed until I'm like, oh boy, I should have just said.
Wow.
So listen, so we had to do that stupid play 3 times, once for like half the school, once for half the school, last time for the parents. The minute the lights come on and I'm in the casket, my mom starts crying in the second row and I can hear it. And I'm like, I felt earlier. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like I'm so upset that I made her upset like that. But like, it was funny playing the dead person, because when people would come to pay their respects, it was like a long drawn out musical thing. They were showing all the characters come up and pay their respects. I would insult them as much as I could, man. I had the time of my life. They'd come up to the casket, kneel down, and be like, man, you're a horrible actor. You suck. Just whatever I could think of, but I'm moving my mouth because they couldn't hear me. That stupid music was playing. But yeah, that's once again. Cyn, did you have more on Lincoln and or Kennedy?
That is all I have.
Now, what was Kennedy on? The dollar coin?
Kennedy was on the dime?
Dollar coin.
No, I think it was the dime.
I think it's the dime.
there was a 50-cent piece, correct?
Yeah.
What's on the 50-cent piece?
I don't know.
Imagine we don't know. We can't 100% tell you who, because Susan B. Anthony was $1, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Kennedy was $1. Am I wrong on this, people?
Yes. He was a silver dollar. Yes.
So then did we not have a 50-cent piece? And I don't mean the rapper. So then who was on the 50-cent? Because I don't remember. I can't even remember 50-cent coins.
I can't remember either.
Anyway?
I mean, I've got some because I collect coins, but
you realize nobody ever has cash on them anymore.
What's that?
No one has cash. No one has cash. No one has coins. Pennies are a bother. When someone wants to give me pennies back nowadays, I'm like, no.
Yeah, don't bother.
You're gonna end up in my car. They end up on the floor in the arm thing. There's no need for them. Mandy, you're up.
So I'm going to be talking about another haunted doll, and this is Peggy the doll. Okay,
Peggy.
Peggy the doll, and this is a really interesting one. They say that this doll might haunt you just because you saw her photo, and I'm like, oh crap! I'm sitting here looking at her photo.
You just read that now? Good time.
I'm looking at it right now, so I'm like, ooh, this is creepy. But it says, nobody is entirely sure where Peggy the doll came from, but the energy attached to her is reportedly has the ability to reach unexpected victims, even through their screams. When British paranormal investigator Jane Harris agreed to examine a possessed doll named Peggy, she probably didn't imagine that she would become one of its victims. A woman called Harris in 2015 and begged for help after this adorable doll she found in a garage sale caused nightmares and a mystery illness. Harris agreed to take Peggy, whom the buyer had locked in an outdoor shed. But just in a few days into her investigation, she became too ill to leave her bed. Harris reportedly suffered from hallucinations and heard strange noises while Peggy was in her house.
Mandy? Mandy,
Huh?
I'm going to disappear from the screen for about 30 seconds. Don't anybody freak out. I'll be right back. But continue.
Okay. She didn't improve until a fellow paranormal investigator took the doll out of the Harris house. Psychics examined Peggy, attempting to understand the spirits possessing her. It is believed that the spirit of a London woman born in 1946 has attached herself to Peggy. That woman later died from a respiratory condition that psychics assume was asthma. According to the Daily Mail, the psychics believe Peggy was restless, frustrated, and was persecuted in life. Peggy can haunt you through your screen. They say watch at your own risk. There's like videos of her. There's a documentary of her on the Travel Channel also. It says Harris uploaded a video of Peggy to YouTube, and viewers immediately reported feeling the effects of their digital encounters with the doll. Nearly 100 people said they'd experienced headaches and felt ill once they seen the video. One woman claimed she had a heart attack, and others said they felt a sense of anxiety.
What? A heart attack? Do you think some of it was because they hyped it up and told people, and people's minds got the better of them and made them sick?
So this was before they did the documentary.
Okay.
This lady was someone who actually took haunted objects and she studied them, and she did all kinds of research on these dolls, and she filmed everything, recorded. And so when she got the Peggy doll, she immediately, sensed something different with her, and she started to record her with the camera, and did her little investigation with the doll. But she just uploaded a video to social media, YouTube and her other social media. And so people just saw the video. So this wasn't during the documentary that was on TV. This was during her little investigation that she was doing on the doll. So
Herself. Okay.
yeah. So I don't think, it had nothing to do with that because it was before the actual show came out. So, but it says you can go see Peggy. Peggy with her blonde bob and innocent looking blue eyes is now on a display at an American museum where visitors have to sign a waiver before they can lay eyes on the evil doll. They also say some recent commenters on the YouTube videos say they felt nauseated or that the lights in their homes flickered as they watched the video.
So
he said no.
Bowie.
What?
No
What?
video is gonna make. Come on now.
I don't know. I mean, I understand where you're coming from with that.
It's all up here. If you see an image and it makes you nervous,
Mhm.
you seeing the image, it's not the freak on a TV show. Like
No. It was
things get haunted when you see it.
It was a video before they came out with a documentary on the doll. So this was during this lady's. This is what she did for a living. She would get haunted objects and she would study them. And on her social media, she would post her evidence and pictures or videos of her new subject.
I know, but those videos should not make like dolls on into social media. They're not. They're not good with that stuff. I've never seen one on, so I don't understand how it would want, like how it would see. You'd see it. Then again, I've seen posts that people do. It makes me sick. It has nothing to do with doll.
So
where was the? They say that there's the lady who studied her. She ended up getting sick. She had an illness. She couldn't get out of bed until they removed that doll out of her house. She felt emotionally drawn to this doll, almost like it was trying to attach to her. And
where did she live? Where did she live, Mandy?
She was in London.
Okay, but you said now it's in an American museum?
Yeah, it's in in a museum here in America. So
does it say where?
That it doesn't say where, but you have to sign a waiver just to even look at the doll. That's pretty bad. So I don't know if who experienced something other than the lady who was researching, besides the people claiming when they seen the video, had things happen.
Right.
You know what?
So
I'm trying to.
How are you feeling, Mandy?
Me?
Are you feeling okay?
Oh, after looking at her picture, I feel fine.
Okay.
If anything, I'm surrounded by dolls. So me seeing a picture or a video of this doll is just like, I got plenty of them looking at me right now. So.
I think Sarah's saying she's either
Sarah, do you know where this is, Sarah? What museum? Sarah.
Oh, I thought she said she's seen Mandy.
No, she's talking about the doll.
Oh.
So
that would make more sense. That would make more sense. The doll.
Somebody said they seen her. Is that who you're talking about, Sarah, saying that she's seen her?
Sarah just said she's seen her.
Okay. Ooh.
Ooh. She was at Zach's. Well, there you go. Okay. No wonder.
Me and Cyn were over at Slater's, so we just didn't bother. I'm sorry. I don't know the guy, so I don't make fun of him, but I just like the fact that his name is that because I like to say Slater. Oh yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, that guy.
But here's my thing with these things that are said to be haunted and things. Who knows what people are into, what they're doing with these objects? Who knows if they're not putting them in rituals? who knows that they're not trying to put something inside the doll? You just don't know what people are doing behind closed doors.
So the scariest doll I've ever looked at, and the reason why I found it to be different is it had a noose that was tied around its neck and burnt.
Yeah.
That's like a voodoo
Why
thing.
did I think I've seen a doll like that before or something?
They burn the noose, the end of the noose on the doll to hold the spirit in. It's like they put the spirit in the doll and then burn the tip of the noose. I don't know why they burn the tip, but like I've heard of those dolls before. So when I saw that, I was like, ooh, like I don't want to look at it because I don't want to look at it in the sense of like something horrible may have happened for that doll to be created.
Right.
Well, check this out. Yeah.
Good.
They say that the reason dolls were invented was, to almost like their loved one. So,
Yeah.
they would make the doll look like their loved one. So, could that make something? What is that you're holding in your hand?
This is Mark's book that
Oh,
I edited for him. This is about the dolls. And Mark Elliott Fultz, it's on Amazon.
okay.
It's The Darkest Corner, and it's all about dolls and why they were even started in the first place. It wasn't for toys. It
No.
was to house souls. So
Yes.
a lot of people would line dolls up next to a casket during a funeral in hopes that the person's spirit would go into one of the dolls and they could just place the doll on a bed, and keep the soul there.
And look at the voodoo dolls, right? People make a doll of someone that looks like someone they want to do.
Yep.
So
If I was gonna say I'm dead, I would be very upset if my loved ones were trying to put my soul into a doll and then keep me on a bed or in like maybe like a nice cabinet, but still or velvet. It could be like a nice velvet, like one of those glass corners. They could do it nice, but no. I don't think I like it. I don't think that should be done. I think dolls are very good companions for little kids, just in general. Again, I've gone on record saying that I had like a Kermit doll. I think until I was about 19, 20. But
Okay.
yeah, I eventually broke that habit. It was getting in the way of dating. Anything else on the dolls?
I also heard that they would, the Amish would make dolls, but they wouldn't show their faces. They wouldn't have faces on the dolls.
Or let them use electricity, or let them drive a car.
The doll?
No, the Amish. Just Amish. Amish people. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I heard something about the reason why they wouldn't show the faces on the Amish dolls was, I think, so the soul wouldn't be trapped in the doll or something like that.
Rumspringa. Might have been Rumspringa. You ever heard of Rumspringa?
No, that's why I'm looking at you like.
If you look up Rumspringa is a time where the Amish party. They're allowed to. They hit a certain age, and they're allowed to go absolutely nuts.
Holy
And then they got to come back from that weekend and go back to the Amish ways. Rumspringa.
Okay.
Wow. I'm surrounded by Amish and I've never heard of this term.
That's what that show was about, right? Breaking Amish. That's what the show was about.
Some people they listen to the Amish, but they're not really hearing. Like me and the Amish, but like that. So I mean,
you and the Amish are like that?
Yeah, man. I listen to the Amish when they come speak. I listen to what they got to say. I respect those people. I've never met an Amish person in my life. Ever. Never met one. Not a single one. Closest I ever came was Plymouth Rock in 4th grade. Yeah, we went to Plymouth Rock in 4th grade. Yeah.
They're all over here where I'm from.
What'd you say?
I said they're all over here where I'm from.
Really? So I would
Oh, yeah.
hang out with them.
Horse buggies go by here, and my dogs go crazy. Yeah, they're everywhere.
I don't know. I can't show. I don't want to. Do I want to show that last comment?
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
I know what she means.
You do?
Yeah, but there's only one meaning. There's only one meaning. There's only one way.
Oh, well, no. Oh, dear.
Right? I'm going like this.
Oh, dear.
So can we really quickly go over wait, was there more on the dolls, Mandy?
Mm-mm.
Did you guys watch the news footage I showed on Monday nights? Is it legit?
The cop cars that Miami?
Yeah.
Yes. And I also watched the video that the other Mike sent to the group. Did you watch that one?
I haven't had a chance to watch anything.
I watched the Bigfoot one.
So hear me out on this. What was with that Miami thing was this. So that whole event went down, and then there was an alien, and then all the news was about all the people on their personal phones talking about how they saw an alien in the mall, all the stuff, right? But the thing that was weird to me was when I first heard it. Oh God! And it said, so the news starts off the same channel, right? It starts off chaotic scene in Bay City Mall, and it goes on to talk about it. Bunch of youths fighting in the thing with sticks, and they just kept talking. That's the part of me like I couldn't get past that. I was like, with sticks? Who fights with? Like, when have you heard kids in Miami getting together to fight with sticks?
Yeah,
it's Miami. They're not bringing sticks, so that goes on, and then so I've been following all these different paranormal people that like are breaking stuff that are weird, and it's not just paranormal, but glitches and weird things. And this kid in Britain broke this like yesterday or the day before, the same day that I did it, and I was watching. I couldn't believe it. I went to the CBS San Diego's YouTube page to find the other video. So a year earlier, last year in 2023, January, for the first week, they had the same, almost exact same news thing. It breaks, and it's like chaos, not chaotic scene, chaos at the Bay City Mall. 3 or whatever youths started a fight, fireworks were let off, and it's talking about the whole same thing as if it's like the same story, and there's still too many cop cars for 3 kids. Yeah. Like, it's not like it was in the first when it happened this year, and there's a bunch of kids, but there was like every cop car that's ever been created. Like, if it came off the line, it was coming off the line right to the thing. They were in a loop where it was pointless. You were a car that had a car in front of you and behind you in a loop. You're a cop car. You can't even get out and run. You're probably old. You're not going to run to the scene. It's pointless to have the car that far down. It was dumb. So anyways, made the same exact news thing by the same channel. Almost to the, like, about a week away from being a year off. They both break the same way. They both have the same sort of story. And then they both claim that kids with fireworks, whatever. But this time, this year, it got bigger, more cop cars, more everything. And what got worse? Now there was an alien. Now people claim to see that was that big alien in Miami thing. That was the mall. So everyone's stuck on the alien part of it. I get stuck on the fact that the news did that story last year. Like, you would think the same channel, the second time doing the news, would be like, it happened again, chaos, City Mall, kids fighting. No, they acted like they never heard of the first one in the first place. It is the most bizarre. I have the 2 videos. I sent them to you to watch how they do it. It's either lazy news, like you're just so lazy that news comes in and you just write the most generic what you can think. Well, it was chaos, chaotic, whatever. Shove it out. But someone had to know. That woman was in both of them. But what was weird is she was the anchor in the old one.
On one of them, yeah. And then she was outside.
On the field, which is like the opposite way a career goes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, this doesn't make sense at all. Like, how do you get demoted a year later? You're not at the desk anymore.
and get to report on the same story.
Same story, and you don't mention the fact that you reported on it last year.
Yeah.
You just go, oh, chaos. You don't even say again. You just say chaos, based mall, blah, blah, kids. And how many people just glossed over the fact that it was like 50 kids, I don't know, something like that, fighting with sticks? I will never let that part of that news pass. To me, that's some of the worst reporting ever. There's no way there was 50 kids. First of all, where do you even find the stick? How many good sticks can you find? Like, you found sticks before. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. If I want to go beat somebody up, I want a good stick. So where are all these sticks? There would have been a pile of sticks at the scene. They would have took a photo of that. It would have looked like Lord of the Flies. That's basically what they were describing was Lord of the Flies. A bunch of kids fighting with sticks. That doesn't happen. So I don't know why the news would do the same news story 2 years in a row, and I don't know.
I mean, what else is going on in the area?
Well, that's
you said something about aliens. Was there?
There was an alien the second time. They claimed that the second time got bigger because inside the mall there was a reported alien sighting and other weird things. Someone thought they saw like a time hole type thing, and because it's got all that aside, me dealing with the alien, all that stuff, I was like, oh yeah. But when I found out that the news channel, local news channel, did almost the same freaking story, that was the story that led into the explanation of the mall that time. It's like, now this is weird. Now it's really weird. I mean, never mind the fact that aliens there, because that could mean that what they did it over, that they just used that news because they didn't know how to cover this up. It was just so similar that it was just spooky. Like news channels that are, local news channels like that, in big areas, they don't mess up like that. They don't do the same story about a year in the same month, January, in beginning. Come on, ridiculous. So I don't know who to believe and who not to believe on that one. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder what they're trying to hide in bringing that back up, because something else was going on. Don't you think?
I think something was going on the first time, because they did that same thing where they claimed there was a bunch of kids fighting, and yet these kids had fireworks. I've never brought fireworks to a fight as a kid. Why would I bring fireworks to a fight as a kid? I'm either going to celebrate I got beat up or he beat me up. I'm not celebrating that. So why would I bring fireworks? I'm not shooting nobody with a Roman candle.
Mm-hmm.
Why were there fireworks? Oh, they thought it was gunfire. Turned out to be
Right.
kids fighting again with fireworks, because apparently kids in Miami, get out your fireworks and sticks. Time for a rumble.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. Like, I'm telling you, maybe if it was in the South, no offense to you guys, but if it was in the South and some like country area, maybe sticks and fireworks. Maybe. But Miami? No.
They're not bringing sticks to a fight.
You almost said you don't bring sticks to a. Yeah, right.
I know.
In Miami, like, you got to know Miami too. Like, they're not dropping fireworks in the mall every time that you claim there wasn't fire. You know what I mean? They're like, no, there was none of that happened. It was all fireworks both times. I've had enough. Here's the thing: we do the news, kind of, and my issue is, what's real anymore?
That's the thing. We don't know what they're hiding. What is real and what isn't. And the AI crap is about to really hit the fan.
It already has. Hey, we're running late, so I don't want to let Reenie's show go under. Mandy, what would you like to say to wrap up?
If you want to watch some live investigations, you can go over and check out my team, Ghost Sisters, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, if you would like if you're looking for a medium to give you a reading, you can contact me on my social media over here on Facebook, Intuitive Medium Mandy, and also on TikTok.
That was pretty good. Cyn?
My books are on Amazon, self-published. Go check them out, Cyn Shrader Hill Author. You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Cyn Shrader Hill, and reach me through Gmail, Cyn Shrader Hill Author at gmail.com.
You wouldn't want to reach me. I probably wouldn't respond. Very socially awkward. But thank you for the show, guys, tonight. So for Mandy the Machine, for Cyn Shrader Hill, author. It's me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This was legit paranormal news for January 24th, 2024. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for Into the Legit Darkness.